once again, we're blessed and fortunate, as always, to have you with us. And this time, it's on the 24th day of February. We've got about a week left. Well, much less than a week now, as I'm glancing at the calendar, obviously. February is a short month. Only a few days left of the second month of 2014, and they are filled with a little bit of everything. Temperatures, lows in the single digits. We've got the 40s, upper 40s for daytime highs, rain. And guess what? More snow chances are in your forecast. In fact, snow is looking increasingly possible tomorrow night through Thursday night, especially for the southeastern parts of Kentucky. And of course, the closer you get to those upper elevations, the more so they have chances of some accumulating snowfall. Snow is also going to be possible Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then again Sunday night. And that's part of an extended forecast that also has the potential for the warm-up and a prolonged rainfall event late in the weekend into early next week, should this come to pass. That rain, in addition to the melting of the snowpack, could of course increase the risk of flooding. It's a forecast that just hammers home the fact that winter just will not go quietly into that good night. It's also one I'll update for you in more detail in just a few moments. Headlines tonight include some other snow-related news, some snowmen. I'll show you the ones that were submitted to us, and a couple of winners to announce. Yes, I said a couple. And also the latest developments in regards to the Magoffin County Judge Executive election, which of course has been determined to be null and void basically. Circuit Judge John David Preston vacating Dr. Charles Harden from his office. However, paperwork filed today indicates that we do have a judge in place for the time being. I'll shed that light on that subject in just a few moments. And I wasn't exaggerating as I told the folks at St. Luke's earlier today that it had basically slipped my mind with all of the big stories and the coverage that we've had ongoing now. It feels as though for several weeks, including Snowmageddon, that this coming Monday, well, I think it's Monday, will mark the 3rd anniversary of the March 2nd tornado. It has not slipped the mind of those at St. Luke's in Magoffin County, and I'll be glad to share their story with you in just a few moments. Before we get to those local announcements and others, current Kentucky law says that kids 7 years old, under 7 years of age, who are between 40 and 50 inches in height must be in a booster seat whenever they're in a vehicle. However, a bill that has cleared a House committee and does face some uncertainty in the next venue says that children between 40 and 57 inches in height and younger than 9 years of age would have to ride in a booster seat in Kentucky. Governor Beshear says that this bill was a top priority in his final year as governor of Kentucky, and he also does admit that similar efforts in years past have failed, but there is hope that that will not be the case this time around. Judge Preston in Johnson County has ruled in favor of the Johnson County Board of Education for a 5.7% tax hike. The Sheriff's Department says that they will be issuing and mailing out separate tax bills, as tax bills have already been sent out. The new ones will have basically just that amount attached. This, of course, all comes after a movement back in September when the Johnson County Board of Education voted to increase the tax from 37 cents to 39.5 cents out of every $100 of assessed property valuation. Of course, that did not sit well with some members of the public, as a petition with more than 1,300 signatures was filed requesting that it be put on the ballot for voters to decide. The judge in the case, however, says that that petition was improperly prepared because a lot of the voters on that list did not have their proper precinct filed next to their, or documented next to their signature, and due to that improper preparation, the tax will stand and will be sent to taxpayers very soon. There is no possibility, as Kentucky law says, you cannot file a petition after a 45-day time frame, and the decision can be appealed, but that will be a long process that may take upwards of a year or longer, so it's expected that it will stay at the 5.7% increase. Well, I'm out the door as soon as I get to a whole lot of other news. 57th District and other tournament action begins tonight. Just a reminder, as I had a hard time getting through the schedule last night, Sheldon Clark and Paintsville, the girls from both schools, tip off first game 6:30 tonight. I'm going to do my best to make it there for a few minutes of at least the first game, and then Johnson Central and Magoffin County, the girls from those two schools, will tip off at 8:30. That will be game 2 tonight. The boys action tips off tomorrow at 6:30 with Johnson Central and Magoffin County, and then Sheldon Clark and Paintsville in game 2 at 8:30. All those games at Johnson Central, who is hosting this year round. More local news next. 3 years. It's been 3 long years, not just for everyone who had to recover in some form or fashion, either to a small degree or to a great or unimaginable degree from the March 2nd tornado. You still can't drive through Magoffin County without seeing the trace of the tornado left behind that damaged and destroyed so many homes and businesses, many of which simply did not come back or rebuild. Many homes which have been relocated, built in another location, some which have been built back, and some folks who just simply had to move away. There is one last facility or institution, per my knowledge, that has intentions of rebuilding post-tornado that hasn't as of yet, technically. Technically, it's going to open its doors to the public and its congregation this weekend. It's going to do so during a special service and a ceremony to follow this Sunday at St. Luke's Catholic Church here in Sagersville. I literally was not exaggerating earlier today when I was talking to members of the St. Luke's Catholic Church here in Sagersville about how I was completely caught off guard and by surprise when they reminded me that the 3rd anniversary of the March 2nd tornado is just a couple of days away. While it's something that they have not forgotten for very good reason. And in fact, this coming Sunday is a day they've had their sights set on since the very first ray of sunlight shed a little light on the destruction left behind from the tornado, and of course the complete destruction of St. Luke's Church. A rebuilding process that began that very next day, and one that has taken them 3 years to accomplish. One that all comes to a point this weekend with a beautiful ceremony where they invite the community to come in and see what they have been able to do and what they have to now better serve God and the people of Magoffin County and the community. St. Luke's has a long and rich history in Magoffin County, one that I've spoke of on a few occasions and one that I'll have more than a few occasions to speak of in more detail in the future. And not even a tornado could slow them down. They are set to dedicate their new facility this Sunday, complete with a food pantry, a new open door services, a kitchen, meeting space, classrooms, and other amenities which will be open to the community and the public, and some of them which have already been being used.
At the moment, we have it open for the community. Right now we have NA that meets here every Wednesday night, Narcotics Anonymous. And in the future, we hope to also start an AA group here also to serve the needs of the county.
My favorite part, almost. Wow, this is nice.
The builder's favorite part, too.
Yes. And none of it would have been possible without months, without years of planning and preparation and giving. A whole lot of giving. As you can see, denoted by leaves on the giving tree. A beautiful display of all the assistance and help and blessings they have received along the way.
Parts of their stained glass windows.
Wow, so that
it's the only thing we saved from the old church.
There wasn't much to save.
No, there wasn't. But we did save those. Well, come March the 2nd, it would be 3 years since the tornado came through and devastated St. Luke. We not only lost the church house, we lost the priest's house, also we lost our outreach center. And from that very moment of the tornado 3 years ago, that's when we began the process of what do we do? How do we do this? And so we had meetings with the people. The people designed this building. This is their design. And of course we had to hire an architect, Randy Burchett, from over in Prestonsburg. And he took our dreams, our hopes, our ideas, and put it on paper. After that was approved by state, federal, and church, then that's when we began the process of rebuilding.
How many times and how often were you overwhelmed by the blessings that you guys were receiving with all the help that you did get? This wasn't cheap and easy.
No.
No, it's amazing.
No. There were so many people that gave. They would call and they said, Father, how can we help you? I can still remember the week after the tornado, people would be walking up and down the road here and say, sir, can I help you? And we heard about the tornado here. We're from Lexington, we're from Ohio, we're from Indiana, and we just thought, well, we could come down and help somebody. And I said, come right on in, because we had to start piling wood in one pile, plastic in one pile, metal in one pile, and that's how we began. So many people had given, and then of course people wanted to give money and funds so that we could rebuild. At this moment, We have no debt at all.
Yeah.
No debt.
Free.
The building is debt-free because of course, because of our insurance, yes, but also most important is because of all the donors and benefactors. People have truly, truly blessed us.
And after 3 long years of what I am most certain was filled at times with a whole lot of tears and pain and joy and arduous effort towards seeing the rebuilding of St. Luke's and the return of this institution, they are set to do just that this Sunday. And Father Bob and Vicki Doucette and everyone at St. Luke's extends a special invitation for everyone in the community to come by throughout the afternoon, throughout the morning and afternoon, for a special day of activities planned to bring back St. Luke's in all of its glory to Magoffin County.
We have a dedication ceremony that begins at 2 p.m. Sunday, March the 1st. That's this Sunday. What the dedication ceremony is that everything within this building and the building itself will be dedicated to God. Everything within this building is here because to serve God and God's people. That's the purpose of this building. So we're going to have a dedication ceremony in which we will be dedicating as a people everything you see to God. That this building will be used only to glorify God and to serve God's people. Dedication service ceremony will be from 2 to 2:30, and then there will be reception and open house until 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So if you're not able to come at 2 for the dedication ceremony, come anytime. Anytime before 4 o'clock.
We're hoping that the people will get to know us and what our belief is about through our church, through seeing it. You know, some people may have never, been in the other church. So this would be great that they can see, what the building we have now, the church.
And this building was built not only to serve the needs of our church members, but also to serve the wider community.
Right.
That's the reason why we have the open door, the outreach center, to reach out and help people in need. That's the reason why we have the food bank, the food pantry, again to feed the hungry among us. But also, like I said, we have NA, Narcotics Anonymous, that meets here on Wednesday nights. Any way in which we can serve the wider community and their needs, that's what we're here for.
And now we will have a place where we can take things. And lots of times we've been contacted by other organizations, other charitable, places to take stuff, and we had no place to put it. Now we can take any donations of food or clothing. We have the place to distribute it at now. So we're hoping that we can serve the community as a whole, a broad service there.
It is a day to celebrate.
People have drove by here for 3 years and seen, just a blank lot, and now they've got this to look at, and we just feel so, so blessed.
We want to share our joy not among ourselves, but we want to share our joy with everyone, with everyone.
Still not a lot happening on our community calendar. Maybe when the snow is gone, we'll have some more announcements. But birthdays indeed go on, of which I've got a few tonight. And it begins with the following, which I don't have typed in. It came in and says, I hope I got this in on time today because her birthday is actually tomorrow, but she'll be out of town and won't be able to hear it. So, if you'll allow me the honor, a happy birthday wish to Donna Sloan from a whole lot of family and friends who hope you've had a wonderful birthday eve and a very special day tomorrow. And birthday wishes this evening go out to Clifton Cole. Happy birthday to Clifton Harold Cole. Happy 21st birthday to Clifton Harold Cole. That's a big one. Happy birthday to you. And birthday wishes also go out on this evening to Brady Turner. Happy 13th, a 21st and a 13th. 2 big birthdays tonight. Love Mom, Dad, and Matthew. Happy 13th to you. He's a teenager. Happy birthday to Brady Turner. And another teenager. Happy 13th birthday today to Tyrell Gasparic. Love Mom and Papa. And Brenda, I understand it's your birthday too. Birthday wishes go out to Brenda Gibson, celebrating her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. And I've got one announcement to follow, and it's a congratulations. And I don't have a congrats at the top or bottom of the screen, so let me just tell you what it says. This wish goes out to Cody Hilton and Brittany Elliott. A congratulations on their engagement. Congratulations to Cody Hilton and Brittany Elliott. And that leaves me time for a reminder. Calendar announcements are free, and this is exactly how you get them on the program. Drop them in the mail. Phone, fax, email, Facebook at Ritt or Mortimer, or drop them off here at the newsroom. Turning to funeral service announcements brought to you by the Montgomery County Funeral Home. Services are going to take place in honor of 79-year-old Mary Rose Miller Castle of Gunlock, who passed away on the 22nd, survived by her husband Richard Joe Castle. Visitation is this evening and anytime prior to services. They'll start tomorrow morning at 11. Visitation and services from the Montgomery County Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will take place afterwards at the Miller Cemetery at Trace. 48-year-old Lonnie Rowe of Catlettsburg passed away on Thursday, the son of the late Ernest and Alice Cole Rowe. He survived by 2 sisters and 3 brothers. Visitation is going to be after, well, it will continue this evening and then up until services, which start tomorrow afternoon in his honor at 1 o'clock. Visitation and services from the Salyersville Funeral Home. Burial is going to follow services at the Salyers Cemetery located on Oakley. And I've also received complete listings in honor of Marcella Rena Pelton, 46, of Salyersville, who passed away on Monday's date. She's survived by brothers George, Gary, Edgar, Harrison, and Timothy, and sisters Marjorie Blanton, Dolores Yates, Wanda K. Reed, Betty Gay Combs, and Joella Huff. Funeral services have been set for this Thursday at 2 at the Montgomery County Funeral Home. Burial will follow at the Garland Joe Helton Cemetery on Lick Creek. Visitation for the public will start after 7 p.m. this evening, continue all day Wednesday, and up until services, Thursday at 2. The third lawsuit that I have covered over the years challenging an election in which Dr. Charles Hardin ran and eventually was determined to be the winner of the Judge Executive's race in Montgomery County. It's also a race which is now gathering national attention. This since the November general election for the Montgomery County Judge Executive seat was determined to be null and void by Special Judge John David Preston. I don't think I was the only individual today to take notice that Fox News had picked up the story pertaining to the results of the Montgomery County judge's race, that election being basically tossed out and the office of Judge Executive Dr. Charles Hardin being declared vacant by Special Appointed Judge John David Preston. The report, in brief summation, outlines some material that was reported on by the Lexington Herald Leader, and also indicates they did make an attempt on behalf of FoxNews.com for a comment from Hardin himself, but was unable to reach him. They also did say that they were able to reach Montgomery through his attorneys and had a brief statement on his behalf as well. Now, into recent developments, we learned today that, of course, after the ruling was returned late Friday by Judge Preston, that it deemed the office of Montgomery County Judge Executive vacant, saying that Hardin was to vacate the office. That left Montgomery County in a bit of a lurch. There was no real indication as to what would happen in regards to a leader for the county with all physical court and other matters. We have now received the following document, which was filed earlier today on behalf of attorneys representing Hardin. He appeared before Judge Preston earlier today at some point requesting that he be granted a supersedious or a stay of office pending his appeal. Now, I can find no record of an appeal on file, but we do have an understanding that it is forthcoming, an appeal filed on behalf of Hardin in regards to the matter. But in lieu of that, he has also filed a supersedious request that the judge has granted. What that means, per my understanding, is that once Hardin files or fills out an $80,000 cash bond, or through an insurance company, if you will, as that is often done, to take out a bond. Once one is taken out in the amount of $80,000 and the Montgomery County Board of Elections takes one out in the amount of $1,000, he will be able to retain his office and keep that position, keep his salary, and conduct business of the county pending the appeal, which is expected to be filed at any time. Now, of course, they have a period of 8 days to file an appeal. I don't have an exact timeline of the appeals process, but I do know that it is to be held in some sort of an expedited manner in regards to the type of case this is. So it appears as though with proper documentation filed today and with the bond which it appears as though he will be obtaining, that Judge Hardin will be keeping his office pending the appellate process. More on that tomorrow, and we are making arrangements to sit down and talk with both Hardin and Mr. Montgomery in person to find out more. It's just a question of waiting to see what is going to unfold in regards to in the courts before we all are to make arrangements to have interviews on behalf of each party. With that said, here's your real quick and short Licking Valley RECC forecast. I'm trying to make it to tip-off, which I'm not going to do at the 57th District Tournament. I'm just hoping to get there before the first game is over. Tonight, a chance of flurries after 1 a.m., nothing more than flurries and some clouds and a low of 22 degrees. Tomorrow, we break the freezing mark, 33 degrees. Nice to be above freezing again. Still cloudy, though, and we'll see some winds out of the northeast tomorrow evening. Well, actually, west-southwest tomorrow during the morning hours, and then some northeast winds during the evening and late night hours on both fronts, 3 to 5 miles per hour. Really insignificant, just cloudy and cold. We do have that 20% chance of some snow showers very late Wednesday night, but it's really going to be more of a situation where you want to watch it Thursday morning. A 40% chance of some snow, mainly after 9 o'clock Thursday morning. Cloudy skies, daytime highs, certainly below freezing. Another hit of some snow and another Arctic blast coming in behind it. 27 for the high, 6 for the low on Thursday night, with still a 20% chance of some snow showers, an inch or less for the viewing area for this next hit. More sun returns. The temperatures do not go anywhere for your Friday, increasing clouds late, and then it's on to a weekend that could be wet and could also be a little bit white, with temperatures improving maybe out and in front of our next winter weather system. For now, that's my time. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of your news today.